Hello, students. Can I get a confirmation from you all in the chat box? If you are able to see the screen properly and if you are able to observe the classroom as well, can I get a confirmation, students? Excellent. Thank you very much, students, for your kind consideration. Now, students, if you observe the SWOT analysis, I have shared some analysis done by our students in our classroom. 3 students have done the analysis. Now, students, I am just suggesting, it's my duty here. If you get engaged during the offline session, that is like when we do this, it will really give you a lot of productivity when we are coming to this. So students, now what I will do is I will do the analysis of the SWOT in more specifically towards the business so that it will be very easy for you all to understand it properly. Now, students, get this clearly. You are a finance manager in CIMA examination, and the examiner is very much concerned about your thinking ability. Now, example, students, hereafter we may not have memorizing based examination in the future. It may be there for very, very few areas like code of ethics. This accountant should memorize somewhat because that is anyway important, no students. But other than that, they will not be asking you memorizing knowledge for each and everything because everything is automated, everything is accessible as well. Now, students, if you observe, I will start from the current issues in my SWOT analysis first. Now, here students, airlines criticized over the seat pitch. Now, if you observe, this has more correlation with our company as well. I'll tell you why. The reason is in this article, they are telling certain airlines are giving seat space for acquisition. You can buy spaces. Now, example students, Happywell also sells extra leg space. So they are also selling extra leg space. That is one point of view here. Now, students, one thing that is coming here is value for money. Now, students, if you observe the company, our company says we are value for money, correct? No, students. And we don't focus on cost cutting, we focus on the quality. Now, if you observe, I will come to that part later. You need to understand one thing. This is a major threat, not today, in the future. Because students, many airlines turn the discomfort narrow seat pitches to their commercial advantage by selling so-called extra legroom space. Now, these are generally very popular even if they do increase the cost of the flight to the passenger. Now, students, can there be a situation where our competitors bringing in some alternatives to the market where they are effectively saying that you need not pay money for the extra leg space. We are effectively giving you a comfortable charter flight. Can that be a severe threat, students? Possibility or not possible, students? Can I get a confirmation from you? Did you understand what I'm saying there? Now, Mango's Airlines is also one person who is directly competing with us at the moment. And you have to understand they can come with a business model or a new player can come with a business model with extra leg space. So I'll write down here, extra leg space can be a new business model by competitors and also new entrants Now that can be a bigger threat in the future for us as well. Now, one more thing, students, if I'm not mistaken, there is a concept in P2, that is advanced management accounting, called value analysis. Then you have something called what, students? Functional what, students? Analysis. And then students, there is one more thing, if I'm not mistaken, value engineering. Students, I will do this later, but if you don't mind, I'll just highlight these 3. I generally feel these 3 technical concepts has a very, very closer relationship with your examination paper. Can I get a confirmation, students? Because we have customer feedback, correct? Yes or no? Customer feedback can be used to improve these sectors. Customer feedbacks can be used, can be used, can be used. Get this down very, very clearly, because we are effectively going to 28 countries, students, 28 countries. 28 countries is a bigger number, I can generally say. So there is a time space that you have to consider this. So I believe this is one of the major factor that the students needs to consider. Now, can I go to the next one? That is the Westland Daily News. Now, tailored package holiday. Now, one of the biggest mistake I saw in many of your answers or the many of the SWOT analysis, no one mentioned Dream Sky. I think, Doctor, you have also not mentioned Dream Sky. If I'm not mistaken, Dream Sky was not there. If I had by mistakenly said sorry, but as
No,
per
I
the
haven't. You're right,
yeah.
sir.
Now, students understand it very, very well. Now, these are like real business. Now, they are giving Mongoose Airlines and Dream Sky only. Now, assume students, you are Pepsi means you need to know only Coke, not like that. You need to know other players also. Red Bull can come in forward. Many cola products can come and take over your market anytime. So just remember that this Dream Sky website is a disruption. I need to explain this more detail. But before I explain this in more detail, I will just write down a heading here, students, disruption. Students, just remember one thing, disruption is a syllabus area. Disruption means a new emergence of service. Now, ChatGPT is a disruption, correct? No, students, many industries got disrupted because of ChatGPT, especially content-based industries are getting affected because of ChatGPT. So travel column, tailored package holiday. Now this is already existing in the market. Tailored package holidays are becoming increasingly popular. They offer their customers flexibility to design their own holidays rather than choosing between the packages that are on offer from traditional tour operators. Now, until now, do we have tailored package holiday service? I don't think so. We don't have tailored package holiday service because we generally list down the 28 destination they can follow according. That is what as per the understanding we have. So students, if I'm not mistaken, I'll write down this as an opportunity. Tailored holiday packages. It is possible on behalf of us because we have a lot of resources like hotels. We effectively have a lot of hotel students, if I'm not mistaken, 314 hotels we have at the moment. So tailored holidays packages can be a new service offered. Correct, no students? A new service offered. That is practically correct as well. I conducted an informal consumer test by logging on to Dream Sky website. Now, students, that company very, very important and planning a holiday. I input a departure date specifying luxury beach holiday and the maximum price I was willing to pay. I quickly received an email. There are no packages available in my price range. I tried again, removing the upper limit on the price, and soon offered packages that cost 4 times as much as I usually spend on family holidays. Sadly, the editor would not allow me to use my company credit card to book the holiday. So that means a company credit card cannot be used to book the holidays, even if you are going for an experiment. But now in this case, students, it's how many times expensive, students? It's how many times expensive? It is effectively 4 times. It's 4 times expensive. And frankly, value for money also. It's a tailored package. No, students, celebrities can use it, if I'm not mistaken. Agree? So I just wanted to say in this case, a threat. Dream Sky website can offer even cheaper options for tailored packages. Now at the moment, it's very premium, tailored packages, which may affect the business in the long run, Students, do you agree with that point of view? Can I quickly get a confirmation from you all in the chat box, because that can be a bigger threat for our students, 4 times higher at the moment. And we do not have also, and another opportunity we have, or I can say a weakness, I'll just come to the weakness. The online systems of Happywell is not up to date. Doctor, do you get that feeling? It's not so up to date. It's just like a traditional website. Correct? No, doctor. They have not given so much explanation relating to the online systems. Agree? Yeah. Now, students get it very clearly. Now, if you want to have a personalized thing like this, the websites needs to be very much updated. So I'll write down here. There can be digital strategies. There can be digital strategies to update the preferences of the tourists. And students, what about digital marketing? Doctor, do we have anything relating to digital marketing at the moment? Did they give any information relating to digital marketing? No. Digital marketing is one area to be considered. Students, frankly, travel business, digital marketing only. No students. So I'll write down in the weakness, no digital marketing. Students, digital marketing will come in your exam. I'll teach you also no digital marketing at the moment for whom students, for Happywell. Understand it very well. No digital marketing at all. And students, since you all are in internet, you always know you will be attracted to tourist area based on how much they promote the location, how clear it is. So I believe it is very clear for the students at the moment. Okay, now students, can I move on to the next one? Travel column, travel insurance. Now, if you observe, this looks like a general article, but actually it's a very risky article. The reason is, now if you see Happywell, do we have our own insurance company? No. Happywell generally has what students? Outsource the what students? Business functions. Correct me if I'm wrong, students. Yes or no? Of insurance. Therefore, we need to be very careful. We need to be very careful about the service of our partners. Students, now in this case, they are very clear, elderly people. Risk are there. Correct, no students? Yes or no? Now students, travel insurance is very important. That's what they are saying at the moment. So be very careful with this. Students, can you remember we had a regulatory body? It is known as what, students? Westland Tourist.
WTOL.
Yeah, Western Tourist Operating License, right? License. Now, students, if you need to have the tourist operating license, frankly speaking, students, you need to work sure that you have to do it. So travel, Western travel operating license, right? Sorry, travel operating license. Students, this can be a bigger threat for our organization. Students, if you don't mind, can I ask you what is the technical area that you should be very strong in? IAS what, students? Provisions. Students, sure question. Legal provisions. Students, I already videos are there. If you have any issues, let me know. I'll help you how to get the videos. Legal provision can be tested. Correct? No, doctor? Yes or no? Agree? No? Because one person booking from us, he got injured. Later, he died also. They are complaining to our company. Our company needs to counter attack our insurance company. That will be an issue. So I just write down here, students, one more biggest threat is compliances based on the insurance service provider. And frankly speaking, This is a high level threat. Correct, no students? High level what students? Threat, because it is directly affecting the life of our tourists. Directly affecting the life of our tourist. So it's a high level threat I can effectively say to the classroom. Now, students, moving down, coming to the next one, Westland Daily News travel column, escape airport stress at the launch. Now, again, students, it's again an article they are explaining about the services that is provided in launches. Airports are very busy and often stressful places. Travelers leave early for the airport in case they're delayed on their journey, only to discover that they have nothing to do for the 2 hours after they have checked into the flight. Departure launch can be crowded and noisy and do not lend themselves to relaxing before boarding the aircraft. Many airports offer an escape in the form of airport lounges. These are basically quiet spaces that offer a comfortable place to sit and relax. They also serve unlimited drinks and snacks at no additional cost to the user. Some airport lounges are operated by specific airlines, which restricts the entry of their own first class and business class passengers. Others are open to all, but there is substantial fee for admission. High entry fees enhance profit and help ensure the lounges do not become overcrowded. For example, Westland Relax charges $35 per person for access of the lounge, and it operates at most of the Westland largest airport. Always check your booking carefully if you are traveling on a premium ticket, because some airlines provide access to lounges at no additional cost. Now, this is effectively saying some factors that we can consider in this case. I can say is this, I can write down here, customer service value addition. Value addition. Students, can we focus on customer service value additions? Of course. Now, the reason is, in our current business model, do we give any access to lounges at the moment? We don't. It is not mentioned. Therefore, Happywell has the opportunity to add this service as well. This is a good point of view. Or else a competitor may do. This can be used to increase the customer loyalty. Increase what, students? Customer loyalty. Students, are you understanding that? So one opportunity is, I can write down here, provide launch facilities for tourists to enhance their loyalty. To enhance their what, students? To enhance their loyalty. Students, can I quickly get a confirmation from you all in the chat box if you got this, students? It can be done either way also. Our competitors also can do it, but I just want to give you this point of view as well. So just remember, these are the hint that is there so that you will be very strong. Now, students, coming to the next one, Happy Comics readers question. Now, once again, this is a very technical based article relating to the maintenance of the aircraft. So I'll just go through this so that it will be very easy for you. We have just left, returned from holidays. Our return flight was late getting us home because aircraft has been delayed by technical problems in Westland before it could come and get us. When we finally boarded, one of the cabin crew told us the aircraft makes 2 flights almost every day, and that the technical delay was because small parts had to be replaced after a warning light came from the cockpit. It is a safe plane for fly so often. So they're asking, is it safe? Now, I hope you enjoyed your holiday. Even if you are a little late in getting home, you are perfectly safe because every aircraft is checked carefully by its pilots and an aeronautical engineer before it is allowed to take off. Most charter airliners make 2 flights each day, getting back their home base late in the evening. That leaves several hours for airline industries engineers to make additional checks before the next day's flight. The engineers can also complete simple tasks such as topping up lubricants, hydraulic fluids, and replacing small parts that are worn or damaged. Aircrafts are very reliable, which is good thing because airlines cannot afford to have planes standing by every airport at spares. If an aircraft has to be taken for service technical reason, the flight usually have to be delayed or even cancelled until the problem has been corrected. Airlines do, however, have few spare aircraft for some number of planes can be taken out of the service anytime for major repairs scheduled at maintenance. For example, now they are giving the competitor. So they are telling Mongoose Air Engineer Hangars at Westland Central has all necessary parts, equipment handle that can be completed at local airport. Each airline plane will spend more time in the hangar at least once or twice every year. Now, students, if you observe in this case, they are very much peculiar relating to the maintenance of the aircraft. And our competitor is having hangars. Hangars means like garage in the aeroplane, in the airport, where they can do all the technical requirements in an advanced term. So in this case, I can generally write down here a threat, I can say. The maintenance of the flights are essential. Since there are chances of having flight crash. Correct. There can be flight crash, students, flight crash as well. So one thing I can just say, Mongoose Air has maintained the standard well. So that means they do have, but we do not have at the moment these hangars due to having hangars, due to having what, students? Hangars. Are you clear with this, students? I believe it is technically clear for you all. Can I quickly get a confirmation from you all in the chat box if you are fine with this explanation, what has been mentioned here? So students, now these are the major factors that needs to be there. I believe everyone is very clear with this external factors. I'm giving you around 1 minute time. If you have anything that I missed, you can tell me, students. Don't only shake your head for whatever I am saying. Just ensure that if I have any mistakes, if I did not correct anything, if I miss
Sir,
anything, yeah,
I think we do have a hangar in Viewwell Airport.
we do have not only one airport, right?
Yeah.
But this girls us in everywhere, I think, if I'm not
It's only
mistaken.
in central Westland for Mongoose.
Mongoose is Central Westland, no?
Only
Yeah,
central Westland.
yeah, we do have. So I can say we do have. So that was not specifically mentioned. So I'll write down here, hangars, thank you, on Central Westland, on Central Westland. That is correct. Thank you for that. So I believe this is perfectly fine for all. So these are the major point of view that you have to have. Now, investment appraisal. There is a topic called project appraisal. Now, this hangar project, there can be a hangar project coming. Correct, no, students? Yes or no? Investment appraisal. So I'll write down here, investment appraisal. They will give you a project. You need to say positive NPV, payback period, everything. So there will be a hangar project, just a hypothetical observation. Can I get a confirmation from your students? If you are fine with that, can I get a confirmation? Hangar project investment, like this new projects can come. And as students, you have to be very much thorough with the business technical and your practical application. Now, I want to come back to the analysis. Now, one of the biggest problem now, if you see Happywell's business model is very good. I integrated company, all those things are good. Now, that's the strength I can say. So I'll write down here vertically integrated company. So that's the strength. Correct, no, students? Can I just add the data so that it will be very clear? 314 students, hotels. Of that, 83 are resorts, right? And then students, we have 97, what students? 97
Flights.
speed comfort, that is
airplanes. Yeah.
speed comfort 411, that is the code number. Flights, charter flights, we can say. And then students
311 retail shops.
311 retail shops. And 1 minute, just I'll finish it. 32 airport, correct? No, students, 32 airport we generally travel, correct?
Yeah.
83 destinations, 83 destination. And if I'm not mistaken, 28 countries, 28 countries. Now that is their, I can say, vertically integrated company. And this is the strength also, if I'm not mistaken, they are effectively having. Correct now, students? Can I get a confirmation from you all? Now, exam day, don't waste your time. Currently, we have 314. Don't. It's waste of time. You have to use your technical knowledge and move forward. That's it. Now, students, now if you observe, I'll just give you a basic idea about this Happy Place business model also, so that you all will be very easier to understand what it is very much particularly stating. Now, here students defining value, Happy Place offers wide range of customer experiences. Observe the verbs they are using. Customer, what students? Experiences through design and provision of package holidays that appeal to the Westlandian market. So I can effectively say customer experience. That is a wonderful value. Correct, no, Doctor? Yes or no? Customer experience. Customer experience. That's a good term they have used. So I can say that's a good way to give it. Now, creating value. Happywell is vertically integrated. That only we did it. This gives control over both travel and accommodation and ensures that customers receive the holiday experience that they expect. So that is also correct. Now they're saying vertically integrated, meaning they can do all the functions because they own everything. Hotel also owned by them. Everything is there. Delivery value. Happy Place has invested heavily in online systems that enable customers to identify holidays packages that meet their wishes. Now, in this case, yes, but is that tailor-made or options? Not tailor-made, not tailor-made. Correct, no, students? Not tailor-made, but options. Do you understand what I'm saying? That means customers can choose out of 28 wherever they want to go, but not tailor-made. Happywell also maintains an extensive network of retail shops that interact with those customers who prefer to book online also. And one more thing, students, heavily on online system, they are saying. Now, this is a question mark also, students, on what base they are saying that. And capturing residual value. Happywells aim to provide value for money, and it is not necessarily the cheapest package hotel operating in the market. Nevertheless, costs are controlled carefully and the revenues from each bookings are maximized. So once again, they are saying they have a large audience, so revenues are maximized and they are controlling that because of the economies of scale. Economies of scale. Now, frankly speaking, this is a good business model. I don't feel anything wrong because Happywell aim to compete with quality rather than the price. That's what they are effectively saying. And it retains control over the product quality, owning both aircraft and hotels, and control over the cost. Anything that is contradicting, you all can say, students. If you are fine with this, can I quickly get a double Y in the chat box? Because exam point of view, this is important. Any proposal, they will ask you to connect with the business model, whether it is suited, exam point of view. So students, please remember exam point of view. This basic idea, very important. One question will come 25 marks, where they will be asking you the exam point of view of this business model. Is it suited or it is not suited? Is suited or it's not suited? That is what is required. Yeah.
So why are we having question marks for online?
The reason is they are saying Happywell has invested heavily in online systems. But at the moment, do we have any tailor-made packages or anything like that, big data? Do we have anything related to like digital marketing, anything like that given? They're only saying heavily on online. And did they give any evidences for that? That's what I put question. Are you
Okay.
understanding what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
Because they were established in 1970s, if I'm not mistaken. So if they are established in 1970s, they need to have a huge big data. And I don't feel they are experiencing that at the moment. Fine?
Oh. Hello?
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Jess.
If you have something not suited to the business.
Yeah.
We can just oppose in a right way. How we can
Yeah.
write
Yeah, you have to say it is not suited for our business model because it may confuse our shareholders and the employees and the customers as well. Example, I'll give you. Qatar Airways is starting something like Qatar Airways is starting something like Uber. Qatar Uber like Qatar like Uber taxi. Qatar Airways taxi something like that. It won't work out, no, Mr. Jose, if I'm not mistaken. They may have money, they may have everything, but it may not function. So you have to structure the answer. Say one sentence about our current business model. Say one sentence about what is the proposal. The third sentence will be logical. Is it matching or not matching? And the fourth sentence, why do you think it's not matching? And you have to close it. Is that fine?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So students, I believe everyone got that point of view very, very well. Now, one thing I saw in the SWOT analysis done by our students, the biggest mistake they made was this. Now, I will ask that question from Dr. Sharmin. Can I speak to you if I'm not mistaken?
Sure, sir.
Now, if you see in this, the Happywell board structure is a big problem. I'll tell you why. Because can we have a board structure like this, doctor? Because see, Elham and Rudri, Operation Director, Aviation, Hotel, Local Experience, Information Technology. Now, the biggest problem is one person is managing all these things. Does he have the competence on aeroplane? Does he have the competence on hotel? Are you understanding what I'm saying there? Or
Yeah,
it should be
there are various types of
various types of things, right? So my point of view is there is a chapter in P2. I'll do that also called responsibility centers. Can you all remember, students? There is an area called responsibility centers that is known as cost center, revenue center, profit center. Can you all remember, students? There are three areas. Correct now, students? One is cost center. Agree now, students? Then you have something called what, students? Profit center. Correct now, students? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Then
An
you have
investment
something
center.
called investment center. Now, if you observe, our biggest problem of our business is standardized. We should not be standardized, we should be decentralized. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because this business is purely decentralized based business. Correct now, students? 28 country students. Do you think culture will be same in 28 countries? Practically no, right, students? Yes or no? Practically no. Agree no, if I'm not mistaken. So decentralization is something important. Now you see Hamza, this person, just staff recruitment, staff retention, staff training. Now here, our staff base is not the same. Hotel staffs are different. If I'm not mistaken, reps are different. The aviation staffs are different. Do you understand what I'm mentioning there, students? The staff base is completely different, right? Agree, no? And Sonja, marketing director, advertising, booking, customer satisfaction. There is, other than that, there is nothing like digital marketing, nothing mentioned. Thomas, management accounting, financial reporting, treasury. Even our finance department is having a lot of problem. I will come to that. And they are just given this. So my students, in this case, our board structure is very much flat. Correct, no, students? It's a very flat board structure. Correct, no, students, if I'm not mistaken. We have to make it as a tall board structure. The hierarchical dispersion should become very high. So can I just mention that as a weakness? Doctor, do you agree with me or anything that you like to say here? Is that fine?
I was just wondering whether we have other people under these directors, like
Have they
managers or
mentioned
assistants?
have they mentioned anything like that, doctor? Because that's a bigger problem here, because aeroplane, right? Something wrong happens, everyone will be accountable, right? If I'm not mistaken, are you understanding what I'm saying? The sensitivity is really, really high. Correct, no, doctor, if I'm not mistaken. Because there was one specific section on aviation, the compliances we have to follow. And if there is no proper authority for that in a separate division, it will be a bigger issue. Are you getting that point of view, doctor?
Yeah, aviation is outsourced completely.
Completely outsourced.
Outsourced, yeah.
But the problem is still there is accountability towards us. Correct, no, doctor, if I'm not mistaken. Quality, everything. So the problem here is, I'll just write down here, the board structure specifically for operations director is having too much of diversified services. Now the question arises, I'll put a question mark. Does he have the competences in cases of adversity? In cases of what, students? Adversity. Now one more problem is, doctor, even as a finance manager, your position in the company, do you have much competence in everything? You understand what I'm saying now, doctor, if I'm not mistaken? Do you have enough competence? Now, students, in the future, when the technologies are becoming stronger and stronger, more duties will come to one person. So that is one thing. So that is one main factor that I have to tell you. Now, students, if you come to this Happywell resort operation, they are saying at local level, each hotel has its own management team. The hotel manager is overall charge supported by the managers who are responsible for accommodation, food, entertainment, maintenance, and cleaning. Hotel managers directly report to hotel department at the head office. Each resort also has their team of rep, one of whom is designated as a resort manager. The resort manager is responsible for setting work quotas, scheduling the duties for the reps within the team. This can be complicated because reps must be available to accompany customers on coach transfers to and from the airport, and to ensure that each hotel has a rep on duty in the reception for at least an hour every day. Resort managers report to local experienced department staff at the head office. To simplify compliance with the local rules and regulation, Happy Place has 100% owned subsidiaries in each country in which it operates. The subsidiaries own the hotel, and the asset located in these host countries are legally responsible for employment issues relating to hotel staffs and rep. As indicated above, all hotel managers and resort managers report directly to Happy Place head office in Westland. Now, the biggest problem is they are only reporting. Do they have any supervisory? Did anyone check any supervisory? Doctor, do they have any supervisory here?
Not
Did they
mentioned.
mention? Not
No.
mentioned, right? Is that a threat or a weakness? Both,
Weakness.
right? Because it
Both,
can be a weakness transformed into a threat also. The reason is Happywell own 100% subsidiary in each country in which it operates. Now, the biggest challenge is it's like EY. Now, if you see KPMG EY, they are operating in every country like subsidiary, right, doctor, if I'm not mistaken? EY is different. Now, CIMA India, they say. They don't say CIMA UK, no. Correct, no, doctor, if I'm not mistaken, in those regions. So they operate as subsidiaries in each country, and these things are just done. Now, the biggest problem that arises here is, who is the supervisory person? Do they have a regional head for this? They're just giving too much of power to the hotel managers. Hotel managers have too much of power. So the question arises here is, who is the supervisory? Can I write down here internal audit, students? Can there be internal audit? Definitely internal audit. Can there be internal control? Yes. Can there be fraud, students? Can there be fraud? Possible or not possible? Because fraud is an area in P2. Possible, no, students? Yes or no? High level possible. Correct, no, students? Can I get a confirmation from you all in the chat box? If you understand this, students, it's a very, very, very different type of exam paper and very easy. Thank you, Leonard. So let's write down here. Yeah.
Where the fraud coming in, Peter?
Pre-to risk chapter. There is a chapter number 11.
Risk. Okay.
Risk. Fraud is a risk.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So students, let's write down here. The hotel managers are vested with too much of power. Too much of what, students? Power. Therefore, there is high chances that the hotel managers may involve in fraud, or there can be internal conflicts due to poor leadership. Due to poor what, students? Leadership. Students, possible or not possible? Definitely, right, students? Yes or no? High level chances. Further, there are situations since there is no supervisory, there are chances that the performance standards will be less. And then students, I'll write down here the threat. In case the performance standard drops because of poor staff management, this can impact the reputation, and also this can affect the business income as well. So students, get it very clearly, students. They have a resort manager as well. Yes, resort is different. Hotel is different because 314 hotel, 83 resorts. Now coming to the finance department is responsible for all aspects of management accounting, financial reporting, treasury management for Happy Wells. Now this is the question mark. Now the problem is, do you have any segmental reporting? Because my point of view is all these resorts, all are different segments. Correct, no, students? Yes or no? So the biggest problem is performance measurement. So I'll write down here one of the weakness. The finance is not segmental. Therefore, there is high chances that the company may have performance measurement issues. And pricing issues as well. Full stop. Okay, now students, IT. Now they have effectively invested on IT. They are specifically telling. Now the information technology department is responsible for maintaining and updating Happy Wells information technology systems. This includes collaborating with marketing department, ensure the information on the website is up to date. Now, one big problem is cyber security. Doctor, did they mention anything related to cyber security in this case? No, right? So students, understand it very well. Can I say cyber security? Can this be a potential threat, students? Yes or no? Very much chances, right? Students, hacking everything can take place within the system, because just remember the scale at which we are operating. We are effectively operating at a very high level of scale. So students, I'll just write down in this information technology, I'll write down here. The IT systems are only focusing on providing service information only. There are situations the company may have threat of our students, cyber attacks as well. Also, the digital marketing and the big data is not efficiently used as well. Students, can I get a confirmation from you all in the chat box? If you understood that IT point of view, can I get a confirmation from you all in the chat box? Because IT is a very, very important thing, students, which was not much considered also. Now, students, human resources. Human resource department manages all issues of human resource across Happywell. Recruitment, training, staff retentions are important matters for the company because many roles require specialized skills and qualification. Human resource must also ensure all employment regulations are complied with. That can be complicated because many staffs are employed overseas as reps and hotel staffs. Reps are often Westlandians who are usually required to have work permit before they can be employed in foreign countries. Hotel staffs are often employed locally, and their contract and terms of employment must comply with the local requirements. Now, in this case, the human resource is not focusing anything related to staff motivation. Do you see that, students? Does the human resource consider anything relating to motivation or purely on compliance? Purely on compliance. Now, if you see, travel and tourism industry is an industry specifically on human happiness. Correct, no, students? Yes or no? Because if your employees are not happy, your customers will not be happy. The reason is your employees are compliance-oriented employees. They follow the rules and regulations, but they will not be able to apply these to the point of view. Students, can I get a double Y in the chat box if you understood that point of view of human resources? If I'm not mistaken, can I quickly get a confirmation from you all in the chat box if you got that point
Can
of
I
view
ask
on?
something, sir?
Yes, please.
I think in one place they mentioned about staff discounts for the retail shop, if I'm not wrong.
Only that is the motivation factor.
One of them. That's
One
the
of
only
them,
thing
right?
mentioned. Only
Only thing mentioned, right? But other than that, if you observe in this, everything is focusing on regulations. Are you understanding what I'm saying there? No emotional intelligence, nothing like that, no team building, nothing spoken regarding to that. So I'll just mention that, and thank you for telling that. So I'll write down in the weakness, the HR is generally compliance based. Students, since you all have worked, you know, there are some HR, they are only compliance based. They are only bothered whether you are doing what is there according to their standards. This will make the employees transactional. Employees, what, students? Employees transactional. Meaning they will work only. Now that I can say a technical word for that is quiet quitting. What is that, students? Quiet quitting. Students, there is something called quiet quitting. Quiet quitting means, students, you are doing the work and going out. There are certain employees, they come, they do the work, they go. They don't contribute anything. Students, even in your experience, you know, very rarely people, especially giving new ideas, very, very rarely. They just come, they do the work, and whatever the seniors say, they'll say you are correct, and they will go home. So I'll write down here, since in the travel and tourism industry, this is very much important. Very much, what, students? Important. So students, can I quickly get a double Y in the chat box if you are able to understand this properly, students. Can I quickly get a double Y in the chat box if you got this application properly? Thank you. Thank you very much, students. Thank you. Now, marketing. Now, see, marketing department is responsible for promotion of Happywell's brand and also managing the booking processes. But within the retail shops and online, marketing also monitor customer feedback, maintain email contacts with the customers in return to hope obtaining repeat booking. Now, do you see this marketing is traditional marketing? Correct me if I'm wrong, students. Yes or no? Traditional marketing. No digital media promotion, nothing like that. So can I write down here? Traditional marketing, of course I can write down here. So I'll write down here. The marketing is very much traditional, is very much what, students? Traditional. They are not focusing, they are not what, students? Focusing on what, students? Digital media, if I'm not mistaken, and big data mining. Big data mining, very, very important, no, students? Yes or no? Big data mining, creating new avenues for travel packages. Yes or no, students? Now only 28 we have, but we can't survive only with that for the longer period of time. Can I get a double Y in the chat box if you understood that also, students, if I'm not mistaken? I believe you're getting what I'm meaning there. Yeah, can I get a confirmation there? Yeah, that is also fine. Now coming to the local experience. Now local experience, let's see what is coming so that it gives you next. Local experience department is responsible for a range of activities that affect the quality of the customers, holidays, and management cross-selling activities. It is a cost center. Now that is the biggest problem. Now local experience is a cost center. Now when there is too many cost centers, employee motivation will be very less, if I'm not mistaken. So local experience is responsible for overall management of reps at Happywell's holiday destination. In addition to supervision, local experience also supports reps with 24 hours help desk at head office that can offer email, telephone assistance with any difficulties that the reps do not feel confident to handle themselves. Now, can I ask you one question? Can this local experience be automated? Can this be automated? Do we have ChatGPT, so many automation tools? Yes or no? Can this be automated, students? Can I quickly get a double Y in the chat box if you understand that? Because there are chances. When people are getting experience, you need not have so many people again working for them. Correct, no, students? Automation is possible. Local experience manages transfers between airport and hotel, working with local coach, taxi operators, ensure the customers are not kept waiting at their transport efficient. Local experience also manages relationship with third parties whose services and products are sold by Happywell in return for a commission. These include local businesses such as boat operators who sell trips that can be booked through Happywell's rep. Now, here they did not mention anything related to insurance. Correct, no, doctor? Doctor, did they mention anything related to insurance here? What is your assumption? Do you think local experience take care of insurance? Or another thing is they did not mention anything related to the cabs. Now that's a question, no, students, if I'm not mistaken. What is your point of view? Do you think who is responsible of maintaining the insurance cab, students? Did they mention anything like that at the moment? I
No, they
did not.
just mentioned that they are just outsourced by the third parties, and they
Third parties, right?
do have a long-standing agreement with
Relationship.
Tour Cover, which is a big insurance company, insurance provider.
Correct. But so that is the only factors they have mentioned. Correct. So in this case, I'll just write down here local experience. Functions can be what, students? Can be what, students? Automated as well. Correct, no, students? Yes or no? So I'll write down here there are chances of redundancy. Redundancy can come. Or can it be outsourced? Can it be outsourced? Doctor, can we outsource this? Possible or not possible?
Possible.
Yeah, can be outsourced to a third party as well. Third party as well. Students, I'll just highlight this. Can come in the exam. Can come in the exam. Can come in the exam. Just make sure things are properly aligned. Now I am coming to the hotel. Now hotel, let's see, Happywell owns its own hotels. Hotel department responsible for all aspects of running Happywell's hotel. This includes accommodation, meals, and maintenance of buildings and their grounds. It's a cost center. Now, once again, it is also a cost center. Now, logically, can you say hotel is a cost center or revenue center? What do you think, Doctor? Your point of view. Is that correct? I am not sure. Let's have a discussion.
It is generally not a cost center because it is one of the revenue generating source.
Correct. So can I just mention here, hotels are revenue generating, right, students? Can I get a confirmation from others if I'm not mistaken? Because this topic is a sure topic in the examination. Understand it very well, students. Directly revenue generating source, directly revenue generating. People stay in the hotel, right, students? Should be a revenue center. Thank you. Thank you. And let's finish the next two paragraphs so that it will be easy. Hotel department is responsible for ensuring that all hotel meets applicable standards, safety, and cleanliness. Correct? Happywell has a policy of complying with higher and local regulation, and those should apply in Iceland. In some cases, that means Happywell exceeds the minimum requirements set by the host government, but it reduces the risk that customers being upset if disappointed or concerned. For example, fire safety precaution in Happywell Sunland Hotel exceeds the requirement of Sunlandian law. I can say it's a strength. Correct me if I'm wrong, students. Yes or no? So I'll write that down as a strength. Hotel standards are better than the regulations required by the government. Students, it's a very good point. And within brackets, I'll write down here Sunday Hotel, Sunland Hotel, Sunland Hotel, Sunland Hotel. Now, a contradiction, weakness is hotels are considered as cost center. This will adversely affect the mindset of the employees. Correct or not correct, students? Yes or no? Mindset of the employees, since they directly work for the tourists. They directly work for the tourists. They directly work for whom, students? The tourists. Students, I believe this is practically clear for you all. Can I quickly get a confirmation from you all in the chat box, students? Can I quickly get a confirmation from you all in the chat box? Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much, students. Thank you. Now, students, this is the big one. This is the biggest one. So I'm going to finish this aviation for today, and then let's continue the other one later. So let's finish it off. Just a minute. Aviation, I'll put double, triple star. Without logistics, without locomotion, without movement, industry won't work. COVID coming into the picture, our industry out. Correct, no, students? Just I'll write down here. If there is a COVID, do you think our industry will have an impact? Very high impact. Correct, no, doctor? Yes or no?
Yeah, also for financial crisis.
What about a war? Like Russia-Ukraine war affecting the destination routes? Will that affect? Definitely, right?
Massively.
But financial crisis may definitely affect it if I'm not mistaken. That will be recession will affect it if I'm not mistaken. To understand it very clearly, good industry, but external factors directly affect our business. External factors directly affect our business. Now, students, coming into the more detailed analysis, aviation is responsible for all aspects of operations of the company's fleet of aircraft. This includes routine flight operations, compliance with all applicable regulation. It is a cost center. Again, doctor, airlines also cost center or revenue center? What do you think, doctor? In this case also, flight
It is
cost or
supposed to be
revenue?
generally, it gives you money, so it should
Yeah.
be a revenue center.
So students, can I put that also? Yes or no, students? This is the area that will come for sure in the examination. So just make sure, even if it is not coming, no problem, because you are prepared. That is what matters. So I'll write down here. Aviation is not free. It's not free. Passengers pay for it. Passengers pay for it. The base of classifying as cost center is a bigger concern. It's a bigger what, students? It's a bigger concern. Students, can I quickly get a confirmation in the chat box? Since it can be revenue center, it can be revenue center. Can you remember, doctor, it was mentioned that you have to pay money to buy a leg space, correct? No, doctor? Yes or no?
Yes.
So even there also money is inflowing. So understand that properly, students. Pilots and cabin crew must be trained and licensed to operate the Speed Comfort 411 airliner that is flown by Happywell. Aircraft must also be certified by an engineer who is qualified on that model. So compliance is extremely high, not easy, students. And the pilots, cabin crew, do you think their salary packages will be high? Definitely yes. The aviation department must maintain detailed records relating to each of the aircraft and must ensure all the requirements of the inspection and servicing are met. Any fault with the aircraft must be rectified unless it can be shown minor, unlikely to affect flight safety. Aviation department maintains a close relationship with Speed Comfort, the manufacturer of the aircraft. Now, this is like Boeing's like that. The Happy Place is a major operator of Speed Comfort 411, and Speed Comfort is always keen to assist with any technical matters that arise. Speed Comfort also is keen to sell additional aircraft as replacement or additions to Happy Place Free. Aviation department is also responsible for liaising with the departure and the arrival for the management of staff who work at the departure of the airport. So in this case, check-in staffs are responsible for checking passengers' luggage and issuing boarding pass. Okay. Baggage handlers load luggage onto departing aircraft, unload baggage arriving. Okay. Gate staff check all the departing passengers have valid boarding pass. Okay. Dispatchers deal with administration and safety issues such as checking the number of numbers before departure and checking all the necessary clearance. Engineers conduct technical checks and carry out repairs both immediately prior to the departure, overnight after flight operations have ceased of the day. Happywell uses a third-party service company to fulfill the above roles at arrival of airport, primarily to deal with return flights, bringing customers home at the end. Aviation department is responsible for selecting and working with those companies. Now, doctor, I have to ask you a question. The pilots are outsourced or the staffs are outsourced?
It's the staff, not the pilots.
Not the pilots, no. So get it very clearly, students. Can I highlight that? I'll just highlight it. They use third party for the above rules of or at arrival, primarily deal with the return flight. So students, this is practical now, students. I don't think now, students, if you go to, I think in the UK also, doctor, I think in the UK airport also outsourced, no, doctor. These staffs are outsourced now, if I'm not mistaken. Private staff, no, doctor, they are not. I think like in Asian countries, only government staff. But in many, Dubai, everywhere it has become outsourced. So this
There are
checking
two
staff,
different types of staff. And one is from the airlines, one is private.
private. No, you don't find government staffs, no, doctor, other than the securities and
Aviation
the
people. There are
correct.
aviation people and securities, yes.
But in Asian countries, still these people are government funded, right? Correct, no, doctor? I don't think in Bangladesh also like baggage handlers all are paid by the government, right? Doctor? Or is it private? Is it private?
It's in Bangladesh, we have airlines specific people who handle
Okay.
your baggage.
Okay.
And
Okay.
also you have like, agents whom you can actually
Yeah,
pay.
porters, they may have
Yeah.
porters. I think they have, I think you have to pay a small amount. Correct, no, doctor?
Yeah.
So students, get this clearly. We have to understand it. Now, aviation department, now we have two different roles. One is basic operations. These are internal operations. But if you observe this, I'm telling the flights that are flown should have a certified engineer. Correct, no, students? Yes or no? And pilots and cabin crews must be trained. So, doctor, I still have a confusion that do we pay for these pilots and cabin crews and the engineers, or is that outsourced? I think we pay, right?
No,
Correct,
they
no,
are our employees.
Our employees. Students, can I get a double Y in the chat box if you understood that point of view properly? Because they are our employees. Now, the biggest problem we have is our operations director. Does he have the competence to manage these people? Because without any competence, if we take so, it will be a bigger issue later. So can I get a double Y in the confirmation, students, if you are fine with that? Because that is very, very, very important. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, students, if I'm not mistaken, this customer feedback transfers and hotels and aircraft, what I will do is I will do the SWOT, the second SWOT analysis, the part 2 of the SWOT class. I'll continue it on the Thursday. And on our Saturday class, we will do the ratio, because I think it's better to go through this fully, because it will be very safer for us when we are doing the mocks. So I'm coming for the question and answer session. So I will start from Jos. Jos, any questions for the day, Mr. Jos?
No, sir, all okay.
Thank you. Mr. Lennon, any questions for the day?
Just wanted to confirm, in terms of marks, how do you know that you have exhausted all the points that will give you the marks? For instance, 1 point, like the 1 point for you to give you the marks
No,
that you need?
thanks for clarifying, Lennon. For SWOT analysis and ratio analysis, there is no marking. These are done as a groundwork, because you don't have to do a SWOT analysis or ratio analysis in the examination. The SWOT and the ratio analysis is done now, is to ensure that you are trained as a finance manager with all the understanding of the company. But in the examination, you will be effectively asked to do a question for which you will be awarded marks. I think I did a small question based on that. So SWOT is nothing related to the quantity what you are writing. It is more sure like how you are getting in depth to the case study. Example, Mr. Lennon, since you have done the SWOT, you would have understood very better today's class comparatively. Correct, no, Mr. Lennon? I think you got that experience of a finance manager today.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you. So, Mr. Malaba, any questions for the day?
No, thank you. I'm fine. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Mohammed Ferdos, any questions for the day?
No, sir. Okay, this.
Thank you. Mr. Tahir, any questions for the day? Dr. Sharmin, any questions for the day?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you very much, students. I will meet you up in the second part of the SWOT on the Thursday class. You can do the ratio towards this time. Thanks a lot, students. Good night, everyone.